settlements. These are informal settlements that are in danger, are more than 800. And if we say 800, for example, you'll find that it's 300, it's 400 households that we've got to in those 800. So it's work that we have to do. I'll go back to Minister of Finance so that we are also proactive, because I know he's agitated by us always spending money in response to the disasters. He's been saying to us, can you be proactive and prevent these disasters or prevent people from drowning, especially in informal settlements that you know are likely to be affected. So those are some of the work that we do. So in 2 weeks' time, we'll come back to the councillors here that have been affected, not only the ward that we are in, but all other wards that are in danger zone, so that we give them a plan. Do a list of 30 days for them in terms of relocation. I must remember the name of the place. I'll just ask my team to send it, otherwise I'll get it on my phone. We've listed that place. It's a almost like it was a boarding school. So we've listed. They are moving into that area so that they can stay there. We'll do it for 30 days, and then while we're looking at whether they are able to relocate back to where they were, or it will not be possible to relocate back to. So the team will still work on that. But the immediate thing is to move them, and I've engaged the communities. They are willing to relocate from where they are. And our concern is mainly around that with the level 8 warning that continues, it means the rain will continue. So we don't want them to continue sitting in the water while rain continues. At least let them be in a safe place, and that is for 30 days. We have taken a decision to start with category C informal settlements. These are informal settlements that are in danger zone. There are more than 800 of them. So we've got to find land to relocate them. As I'm saying, one of the priorities now is that in the 2 weeks, we must identify within the city land that we will be able to relocate. We've done that in Kabeja, where we found land. Those who were in danger zone, where they are flooded, they've been moved to safe land. They're being moved to safer land. We've been able to find that. We are putting TRUs there. And then in Buffalo City as well, we are doing the same. So we will be doing that across the country, in all the informal settlements, in all the municipalities. I have a MINMEC coming on the 1st. I have written to the MECs as well to start identifying category C informal settlements that needs to be responded to and relocated. That's the first thing. The second thing, the normal informal settlement upgrading grant, which we continuously do with upgrading in situ informal settlements. For example, putting bulk infrastructure such as storm waters, so that when rain comes like this, where they are not supposed to be flooded, they don't get flooded. Because some of the areas, it's not because the area is a wetland or anything, but because there isn't infrastructure to absorb this water. So we need to put those bulk infrastructures to be able to absorb this water, so that people are not in water, are not locked into water, and they don't get flooded. So there are those plans that we are putting in place. We'll upgrade in terms of time, obviously within the available resources that we have. Hence you can hear that my conversation with Minister of Finance will change to say, instead of allocating money for me in disasters, 500 million, let me rather have access to it and go and intervene in the areas I know we are going to have disasters. So that's the conversation we'll have. Whether they will agree or not, I'll hear as we have conversation. We are in the evaluation cycle in terms of intervention emergency areas. I'm hoping that I'll have favorable responses to from Minister of Finance.
Okay.
We are going to move our 500. That's based on the list. And I say this so that we don't tomorrow use the numbers, because the number evolves. As these disasters happen, the number increases. You might have registered 500. Somebody arrives and say, I didn't know that it was registering. I didn't get registered. We have accommodation of more than 1,000 currently available to be able to move them immediately. This is only Ward 99. There are about 10 wards that are affected. So the work happens. We're interacting with all the councillors to be able to intervene in all those councillors' areas. And the intervention is not the same. So there will be those ones who are submerged that we relocate. There will be those ones who actually the tornado just blew off either their roof in terms of permanent structures or their shacks. We provide material. With the permanent structures, NHBRC is already on site doing assessment, because we don't say the roof has been blown off, therefore we'll just put the roof. We need to check the integrity of the structure. So they must say the structure is still, the integrity is still fine, you can put a roof. Because if you don't do that, you can put a roof and then you find the whole structure collapses. Look, the Minister of Human Settlement is able to currently to expropriate with or without compensation. So it's just that we've got to prove to court that if I expropriate, as the minister, I go and say this is a land of person that I want to expropriate, I have gone into land and there isn't any other land owned by government. So we've got to, that's why one of the issues is around the land that has been made available by Public Works, that is state land, to utilize those as a first point for us to intervene. Second point, to look at whether there are other mechanisms. When there is not, then we can go into expropriation with or without compensation. So when we say expropriation with compensation, so we set the price. You don't give us the price, because sometimes that's where the problem is. You go, you negotiate, and people, I mean, I had an incident in Mpumalanga where the farm owner kept on increasing the price. And we said, if you can't come to the price that we agree, we will expropriate with setting the price and give you the price based on that, so that even court do not find us to be wanting in those areas.